Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Yesterday I did the story about Alex Salmond wanting a rapprochement in the relationship he had with Nicola Sturgeon. He wanted to sort of put past differences behind them, bury the hatchet, and move on in a state of friendship. And she rather heartlessly, and indeed callously, I even go so far as to say cruelly, rejected him and just gave a very dismissive answer to that. It just goes to show, I think, that many people really do think that she is a bit of a narcissistic psychopath. She's certainly got no grace about her. Well, Salmond has responded. He's responded to her sort of cutting him off at the knees. And he's described her in such a way that I think, again, we can all relate to. I think it goes to show that now that he's sort of the yesterday man of politics, he's never going to be in a position. He's setting himself up, I think, as more the elder statesman of Scottish politics. That sort of that lovable uncle. He wasn't. He was nothing like that, of course. But he's setting himself up that way as being the affable old man that people always ask to parties because he's always got a good tale to tell of the old days, that sort of thing. But he's certainly got more charm than she has. Anyway, he's responded, and we'll go and have a look at his response now. And I think it does go to show that he is, I think, a lot more human than she could ever wish to be. Here goes. So Alex Salmond tells Nicola Sturgeon she is a sad figure who needs a period of silence. Well, I think we both agree. I'm with Alex on this one. I'm going to presume that most of my viewers here, good viewers out there in YouTube land, I suspect that most of you are actually, for once, maybe in your life, nodding along going, yep, Alex Salmond has got that right. She is a sad figure, and boy do we need a period of silence from her. The ex-Scottish First Minister launched an attack on his former protégé. Nicola Sturgeon has been blasted as a sad, reduced figure who needs a period of silence by Alex Salmond. The former Scottish First Minister and SNP leader also claimed his successor had led the independence cause into a cul-de-sac and handed a difficult, almost impossible legacy to Humza Yousaf. Well, she has, because she had no way of communicating. She was not a communicator. She was a dictator. She was a ruthless, heartless dictator, and therefore couldn't build up relationships. She couldn't build up power bases. It was her way or the highway, and that's all that mattered, because in her mind, that was all there was. And so she had this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. And nobody could suggest to her that maybe that's the wrong way, Nicola. Maybe, Nicola, we shouldn't do that because this will cause problems later on. She would just simply give you that basilisk eye and you'd be gone. You'd be out of that cabinet and you knew it. And so people just went, yes, yes, yes. And you had a load of lickspittle, obsequious sycophants kissing her ass on every decision she made. And so she fell into the trap of thinking that everything she did was perfect. Far from it. And of course she's handed this poison chalice to Humza Yousaf. Anyway, Mr. Salmond's attack comes a day after Miss Sturgeon, who was arrested and released without charge as part of the police probe into the SNP's finances, rejected his offer of a possible reconciliation as she appeared at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe yesterday. So he was trying to be gracious and say, look, let's put the past behind us, let's move on, there's no point keeping this going. And she went, no, basically, I want to keep it going, you're shit and I hate you. The pair had a well-publicised falling out after allegations of sexual harassment were made against Mr. Salmond. Of course, he was cleared of it, and she knew that he'd be cleared of it, because I still suspect, but I can't prove it. And so it is only a rumour, an allegation. There's no there, and I'm not saying she did. Not a chance am I saying she did. But there is the implication, perhaps, that she was behind the whole thing as part of a coup to get him out so she could take over. Wouldn't put that past her. Not saying she did that, but I wouldn't put it past her. Anyway, he continued. The reality is she led independence into a cul-de-sac. She's left her successor with a difficult, almost impossible legacy, and she's under police investigation. I don't know who's advising Nicola at the present moment, if anyone, but I'd have thought a period of silence might be a good possibility, a good policy. But it is very sad. Not for us. We're loving every minute of it. For us, it's fantastic. Anyway, Mr. Salmond refused to rule out a reconciliation with Miss Sturgeon when he appeared at the Ian Dale All Talk show on Tuesday. He said, "You never say never," when it came to trying to rebuild their relationship. On the prospect of not speaking to his successor ever again, he added, "I would be very sad if that was the case." And I think that will be the case now. I think she's made it quite clear that she wants nothing to do with him. And I think, and I said this yesterday in the piece, and I'm going to say it again, reiterate it again, because I think it's important. I think the main reason she doesn't want to go back and talk to him and everything is that she resents him for getting off. She's done something bad to him, and she resents him for letting that happen, kind of thing. She's done something bad, and she's self-loathing over it, but she's taking that self-loathing out by saying, "Oh, look at him, he's weak. I tried to do that and he wouldn't go down. Hate him." And there's that. And that, I think, is why it's there. I think if you went in and looked at the psychology of it all, that is the reason she doesn't want to get involved again. She's guilty about what she's done. But Miss Sturgeon, who quit as the Scottish First Minister and SNP leader in March, rejected his olive branch. She's not one for taking any kind of branches, is she? When she was interviewed at the same Edinburgh Festival Fringe show on Thursday. She said she'd not heard of Mr. Salmond's comments, but would be very surprised if he meant it. I said yesterday again, I think he did. I honestly think he did. I think they had so long together, and I think the breakup hurt him, and I think he's looking for any kind of excuse to try and put it in the past. But she won't. She's an unforgiving, cold, heartless bitch. Anyway, she continued, "What I'm about to say doesn't really come from a place of anger." Yes, it does. We covered that. It is completely anger. And that's her saying that she just doesn't want to get on with him. She said she wants to be in a place where people love her. There's no such place on earth, I think. I can't see anyone loving her. She's a very hard, difficult person. The only person who loves her, I think, is herself. Certainly not her husband. And she's not only unloved, she's completely unlovable, isn't she? Anyway, well done. Thank you, Alex Salmond, for responding. I think you're quite right. She is a sad figure, and I think it's us who need a period of silence from her. And going forward, that'd be super. If Nicola Sturgeon could just disappear for a while and shut her mouth, that would be truly excellent. And with that, I shall stop, I shall round up, and I shall come up. I think ultimately the thing that will really burn inside Nicola Sturgeon is that she's no longer important. People aren't coming to her with questions or looking for answers or asking for directions or what should we do, Nicola? What should we do? You're in charge, Nicola. Not anymore. Now it's, who the fuck is Nicola Sturgeon? We don't care. We don't care. Go away. We don't want you. We don't love you. We don't need you. We don't even want your opinions. Take them away. Disappear. We don't want to hear from you again. And I think the reality is sticking in with her. And I think she is a sad figure. Good. She's made many, many people sad with her policies. She's made many people miserable, impoverished, destroyed lives. It's about time she got some back, isn't it? Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see here, do please hit that subscribe button. And it's very important. We're growing the channel quite quickly. We'd love to get out there and get some more people pass these messages on and get the truth out. And do press like. Marvellous as well. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. And if Nicola invites you to a party, don't go, because it'll only be you and Nicola. Bye.